Hi, this is Jason from the QuickBooks team. Using data level permissions in QuickBooks Desktop Enterprise lets you choose which users can interact with specific groups of customers, vendors, and employees, so they only have access to the data they need to do their job. Custom user permissions lets you delegate while protecting sensitive data, putting the right information in the right hands. Let's look at how to set up customers, vendors, and employee groups, and assign data level permissions for different users. First, create a customer, vendor, or employee group. Select Lists, and then Manage Groups to set up the group. Let's set up a customer group. Select Create Customer Group, and enter a name for the group and an additional description. Let's call this group East Coast Customers. Select Next. In the Fields and Values screen, you choose what you want QuickBooks to look for when it makes the group. Let's group customers together by state. Choose as many states as you want. Select Add, then Next. QuickBooks lists the customers in those states. Select Finish to add all checked customers to the group. QuickBooks automatically updates the group as you add new customers. Now let's set data level permissions for a role that can only interact with these customers. Select Company, Users, and then set up users and roles. Instead of selecting permissions for each user, you can create a role with permissions and then just give users that role. Let's set up a new role. Select the Role List tab and then select New. For each area and activity, decide whether the role should have none, full, or partial access. Let's call this role East Coast Sales Rep. Set up access to the customer group under Centers. Select Centers, then Custom, and Define. Choose what the role can do for each customer group. Select OK, and then OK again. Let's assign the role to a user. Select User List, and the user you want to assign the role to. Select Edit, then East Coast Sales Rep, and Add. QuickBooks adds the role to the user's assigned roles. Select OK, and the user can only interact with customers in that group. To allow the user to create transactions or perform other tasks, you can assign additional roles to the user. Now you're ready to create customer, vendor, and employee groups, and set up data level permissions for them so you have confidence knowing you're putting the right information in the right hands and keeping your data protected.